The cult of perfect wisdom compared with the cult of the Buddhas. Sakra said, suppose that there are two persons. One of the two, a son or daughter of a good family, has written down this perfection of wisdom, made a copy of it. He would then put it up, and would honor, revere, worship, and adore it with heavenly flowers, incense, perfumes, wreaths, unguents, aromatic powders, strips of cloth, parasols, banners, bells, flags, with rows of lamps all around, and with manifold kinds of worship. The other would deposit in stupas the relics of the Tathagata who has gone to parinirvana. He would take hold of them and preserve them. He would honor, worship, and adore them with heavenly flowers, incense, etc., as before. Which one of the two, O Lord, would beget the greater merit? The Lord said, I will question you on this point, and you may answer to the best of your abilities. The Tathagata, when he had acquired and known full enlightenment, or all knowledge, in which practices did he train the all-knowledge personality which he had brought forth? Sakra said, it is because the Lord has trained himself in just this perfection of wisdom that the Tathagata has acquired and known full enlightenment, or all knowledge. The Lord said, therefore, the Tathagata does not derive his name from the fact that he has acquired this physical personality, but from the fact that he has acquired all knowledge. And this all knowledge of the Tathagata has come forth from the perfection of wisdom. The physical personality of the Tathagata, on the other hand, is the result of the skill and means of the perfection of wisdom, and that becomes a sure foundation for the acquisition of the cognition of the all-knowing by others. Supported by this foundation, the revelation of the cognition of the all-knowing takes place, the revelation of the Buddha body, of the Dharma body, of the Sangha body. The acquisition of the physical personality is thus the cause of the cognition of the all-knowing. As the sure foundation of that cognition, it has, for all beings, become a true shrine, worthy of being saluted respectfully, of being honored, revered, and adored. After I have gone to parinirvana, my relics also will be worshipped. It is for this reason that the person who would copy and worship the perfection of wisdom would beget the greater merit. For, in doing so, he would worship the cognition of the all-knowing. The son or daughter of a good family who has made a copy of the perfection of wisdom and who worships it would beget the greater merit. For by worshipping the perfection of wisdom, he worships the cognition of the all-knowing. Sakra said, how can it be that those men of Jambudvipa who do not copy this perfection of wisdom, nor take it up, nor study it, nor worship it, do not know that the Lord has taught that the cult of the perfection of wisdom is greatly profitable? How is it that they are not aware that the Lord has taught that the cult of the perfection of wisdom brings great advantages, fruits, and rewards? But they do not know this. They are not aware of this. They have no faith in it. The Lord said, what do you think, Kausika? How many of those men of Jambudvipa are endowed with the perfect faith of the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha? Sakra said, only a few. The Lord said, so it is, Kausika. Only a few men of Jambudvipa are endowed with the perfect faith in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Fewer than those few are those who attain the fruits of the stream winner, and after that the fruit of a once-returner, or of a never-returner. Fewer still are those who attain arhatship. Fewer still realize pratyeka Buddha enlightenment. Fewer still raise their thoughts to full enlightenment. Fewer still are those who, having raised their thoughts to full enlightenment, strengthen that thought. Fewer still those who, having raised their thoughts to full enlightenment and strengthen that thought, in addition, dwell with vigor exerted. Fewer still those who pursue meditation on the perfection of wisdom. Fewer still those who course in the perfection of wisdom. Fewer still those who, coursing and striving in the perfection of wisdom, abide on the irreversible bodhisattva stage. Fewer still, coursing and striving in the perfection of wisdom, will know full enlightenment. Fewer still, coursing and striving in the perfection of wisdom, do know full enlightenment. Now, those bodhisattvas who have stood on the irreversible bodhisattva stage and who have known full enlightenment, they expound the perfection of wisdom to other sons and daughters of a good family who are earnestly intent, who train themselves and strive in the perfection of wisdom. And they, in their turn, take up the perfection of wisdom, study and worship it. There are, on the other hand, countless beings who raise their thoughts to enlightenment, who strengthen that thought of enlightenment, who course toward enlightenment. And perhaps just one or two of them can abide on the irreversible bodhisattva stage. For full enlightenment is hard to come up to if one has inferior vigor, is slothful, an inferior being, has inferior thoughts, notions, intentions, and wisdom. So then, if someone wants quickly to know full enlightenment, he or she should indefatigably and continually hear and study this very perfection of wisdom. For he will understand that in the past, when he was a bodhisattva, the Tathagata trained in the perfection of wisdom, that also he should train in it, and that she is his teacher. In any case, when the Tathagata has disappeared into final nirvana, the bodhisattva should run back to this very perfection of wisdom. Therefore, then, Kausika, if someone would build for the worship of the Tathagata who has disappeared into final nirvana many kotis of stupas made of the 7 precious things, enshrining therein the relics of the Tathagata, and all his life honor them with flowers, etc., would he then, on the strength of that, beget a great deal of merit? Sakra said, He would, O Lord. The Lord said, Greater would be the merit of someone who would truly believe in this perfection of wisdom, who would, trustingly, confiding in it, resolutely intent on it, serene in his faith, his thoughts raised to enlightenment, in earnest intent, hear it, learn it, bear it in mind, recite and study it, spread, demonstrate, explain, expound and repeat it, illuminate it in detail to others, uncover its meaning, investigate it with his mind, who, using his wisdom to the fullest extent, would thoroughly examine it, who would copy it and preserve and store away the copy so that the good Dharma might last long, so that the guide of the Buddhas might not be annihilated, so that the good Dharma might not disappear, so that the bodhisattvas, the great beings, might continue to be assisted, since their guide will not give out, and who finally would honor and worship this perfection of wisdom. Greater would be the merit of the devotee of the perfection of wisdom, compared not only with that of a person who would build many kotis of stupas made of the 7 precious things, enshrining the relics of the Tathagata, it would be greater than the merit of one who would completely fill the entire Jambudvipa with such stupas. It would be greater than the merit produced by all beings in a 4-continent world system if each single one of them were to build such a stupa, or equally if all beings in a small chillicosm, or in a medium chillicosm, or in a great chillicosm would do likewise, or if, to put an imaginary case, all beings in a great trichillicosm should simultaneously become human beings, and each one of them build such a stupa, and if each one of them should build all those stupas, and honor them for an eon or the remainder of an eon, still the devotee of the perfection of wisdom would have greater merit than that which results from the effect of the meritorious deeds of all those beings who erect and worship those countless stupas. Sakra said, So it is, O Lord. For the person who honors the perfection of wisdom, in an absolute sense, he honors the past, future, and present Buddhas in all the world systems, which can be comprehended only by the cognition of a Buddha. His merit will be greater even than that of all beings in great chilocosms, countless as the sands of the Ganges, if each single being in them would build a stupa, and if each of them would build all those stupas and honor them for an eon or the remainder of an eon.